Hey guys, it's Cheerio, bringing you another video on Clash of Clans. So today I just wanted to go over my new base layout. As you could see, I got 3-starred recently, about a day ago. Doesn't happen too often, but when I do get 3-starred, I like to change my base layout just for something different. It's usually a good indicator of when something's not working, so decided to try something new out. Really, I haven't been attacked pretty hard like that in a while, and it's usually because I get attacked by level 6 troops, which is kind of unfair, but it's a disadvantage that everyone's going to have to face at some point. So all you got to do is try the best you can. So just going over my base real quick, I have my mortars in a nice triangle formation, as well as my air defense and wizards. So these 3 defensive buildings are really important to try to keep in an equal formation like that. So for Town Hall level 8, it would be a triangle formation for all 3 buildings. As well as trying to keep them fairly centralized is really important. You don't want them too far or too close to the outside or exposed, because they're just going to be really easy to take down, and they are pretty key to keeping your defense up. As well as my clan castle and my barbarian king are right in the very center, which is fairly important if you're trying to go for high trophies or high star base, or I guess a low star base, because they are not very easily drawn out. It's pretty much as centralized as they can be, so without being directly in the center, one of them or the other. So I equally have my town hall, my clan castle, and my barbarian king as centralized as possible, because I personally feel that they have equal importance as far as location goes. If you're farming Dark Elixir, you can exchange either your Barbarian King or your Clan Castle out for your Dark Elixir storage there. It works either way. It just might not be as strong as far as trophies come or stars go. I'm gonna try this base layout for our next clan war, which should start tomorrow, hopefully. Just have a few things to go over with our clan mates there about donating and stuff. With our last clan war, it really didn't go well at all. Mostly because we didn't have quite a few of our members couldn't attack for some reason, which really lowered our star count. As you can see, we got defeated 95 to 51, with our total attacks just completely outnumbered, including our clan leader. He couldn't attack for some reason. I haven't really heard of too many other glitches like that, but it happened to us, and it was really unfortunate because I had a fairly good war loot bonus going on. It was almost 500,000 of each, and then I think it was about 1,000 Dark Elixir, so that would have been a really nice bonus. Unfortunately, I didn't get it. Only got about 100,000 of each, and then about 200 Dark Elixir. Kind of really sucks, but it's not really our fault. Hopefully, for our next land war, all the bugs will be fixed, and we'll continue to work on that. So back to the base, just quickly going over the outlying buildings. You want to try to have your cannons and archer towers evenly distributed. Unfortunately, with this base layout, compared to my last base layout, they're not perfectly evenly distributed, but it's enough that it will be hard to get in from any side, or at least there's no real advantage coming in from any side. And again, as always, using your traps to your advantage. Over here on this side, I figure I'm most likely going to get attacked from either the east or the west side. So I've placed my traps down inside the walls here on this side. 4 bombs and 2 seeking air mines. And then on this side, I have a few spring traps, 2 bombs, a giant bomb. And then of course I have my Tesla tower, another giant bomb, and 2 air bombs on this side. So coming in from those sides is kind of a disadvantage for anyone, especially air attacks. They kind of like to go for a narrow base, which this one's a little bit wider, but if you're going to go from a narrow side, it would be from either the east or west side. Coming down from the north or south side, there's no real advantage to coming from either of those sides, unless you're going specifically for one of the storages, which I don't see why anyone would. I generally keep a low resource count, especially with where I'm at with upgrading my village. So having, coming from either the north or south side doesn't really have any advantage at all, especially since you're going to be facing so many different defensive buildings coming in from anywhere from the north or south, which is nice. I have pretty much complete coverage of my base for my inside defense, my mortars, air defense, and wizard towers. Well, not so much the wizard towers because they have such short range, but definitely the mortars and air defense, which is really important. They're pretty much your main defense when it comes to any sort of building. They definitely do a bulk of the damage, followed up by the wizard towers. Some would argue that the wizard towers are more important because they can attack both air and ground, and they have splash damage, but they don't have as much of coverage as the air defense and the mortars do. So it's kind of up to debate whether or not you want to consider those to be the best. I personally do really like them. I don't really have a favorite as far as mortars, air defense, and wizard towers go. They're all pretty important. They all have their own individual role. But those 3 defenses definitely have a little bit of advantage over the cannons and archers, who are pretty well single target and not nearly as strong as those 3. As far as your outlying buildings go, you want to try to space them out a little bit. It gives the illusion that there might be traps in between your buildings, as well as spread out your collectors and mines, as you might have some farmers that will attack just specifically for your collectors if for some reason they might be a little bit full. If they're spread out this way, they're going to have to spend a lot of troops and spread out a lot, and basically get taken down really easily, which will protect your star count or your trophy count. Also, keeping all your buildings within range of at least 1 defensive tower really helps. That way you're not going to have any buildings that are basically stolen or sniped, whichever you want to call it. Unfortunately, on this side, the laboratory is a little bit exposed, but I do have the traps there to make up for it. And then over here on the other side, the army camps are a little bit exposed, and the spell factory is a little bit exposed as well to archers, just because if they go on the very tips, they will be able to attack it and get stolen. But that's only 3 buildings, and as soon as they get any closer, they will be taken out. Also, coming in from this side, it is, as far as wall breakers go, it's going to be a little bit hard to place wall breakers because you have to go from so far out. So if you're trying to go for the middle there, it's going to be a little bit difficult, and if you go for the outside, there's no real advantage to it because it is a single compartment. So you're going to have to send in more wall breakers anyways to get into any of the other compartments. Also coming in from this side, there is a lot of single compartments, so you're going to have to go through a lot of wall breakers or break through a lot of walls with troops, unless you're coming in with air, but in that case there are 2 air defense right there, able to cover basically that entire side, which leaves this side coming in. You have a lot of ground support as far as the traps go, and then as well as the wizard tower and your cannon and archer tower there to clean up anything that's left over. If they do come in with air, there's the Tesla tower to help out, as well as the air defense, and you have the archer tower that is within range, and this other archer tower to cover the other half of your base. If for some reason anyone does make it to the center, it's covered by every single defensive building, pretty much, except for on this side, but even that reaches the center a little bit. So reaching the middle doesn't really have any advantage unless you're completely surrounding the base and somehow taking out all the defenses before you get there. That's about it for this new base coverage. Thank you for watching my video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel.